Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If Naruto Was Trained by Hidan, part uh 4, part 4, yeah. Not what's it called? No, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, go subscribe to my Sensei Iconic What Ifs and Obito What Ifs. Links will be in the description. Second channel will also be in the description if you care to know. I did upload a new video on my second channel. It's called I Almost Got Hit by a Watermelon. It's mostly a story time, but yeah. But other than that, if you care to know, yeah. I'm trying to upload more videos on my second channel. Probably not going to happen. But other than that, let me begin into this what if. And before what's it called? What was I gonna say? Oh shit, I have short-term memory. I only slept for 4 to 5 hours today. Not enough sleep, but whatever. But let me go into what if. I should also mention, the Marine what if. What if Luffy was a Marine? I have an idea to kind of do part. Is it 4 or 3? I don't remember. I think it's 4. But for the next part for it, I have an idea. But what's it called? Also, I have another idea for what's called a special 2.7K. If you want to know, it's also going to be another Luffy what if. Because I have a very great what if idea for it. I will give you a hint. It's gonna connect with 2 brothers. And these 2 brothers, you might know because I already did like 3 different what ifs about this one brother. That's my favorite type of, character in a game called Devil May Cry. So your hint is there. Now, not the point. But let me go into this what if and shut the fuck up. But yeah. Also no recaps because I don't need to do a recap. This is not 1 month late. But whatever. But we go into Naruto. Naruto was right in front of Kakashi. Kakashi said, "You bastard, you kill her." Sasuke is right now just murdered with lightning inside her. Naruto didn't crack her neck. Last time I was too damn tired, so I couldn't really think. What I really wanted to say is she was barbecued. Naruto sent so much lightning into her body that she turned nothing into a fucking just char piece of meat. Or should I say char piece of trash can. But yeah. But of course Naruto just didn't care and says, fuck off. Naruto was about to leave and all that until Kakashi appears. He did kind of lift up his Sharingan real fast and of course tried to hit Naruto. Before hitting Naruto, Naruto kind of became a little bit cocky and was about to dissipate with lightning. Trying to dissipate into lightning. That he didn't notice Kakashi with the Chidori. Naruto saw it. Of course, he was about to just phase through it with lightning. But this is where a white chain appeared. About to hit. Kakashi. Kakashi dodges it. But of course, for some reason, he needs to dodge it. That chain is unnatural. Not natural exactly. It seems to be supernatural mostly. He only managed to dodge it from the fact that he had an instant that he was about to get cut. But of course, this is where, that chain is not made out of chakra. It's made out of souls. So of course, this is where White says, Naruto, we gotta start leaving. It seems some ninjas are here. But you seem to be, a little surprised. Naruto says, no, I'm fine. This is where, White says, no, let's go now. This is where Naruto says, but really? Do we have to leave? The White says, yes, of course. Naruto says, damn it, fine. But of course, this is where they start leaving. Of course, Kakashi did hear the name Naruto. And of course, for some reason, he thought of the blonde-haired kid. That blonde-haired kid that had the knights and all that. He knew about the blonde-haired kid named Naruto Uzumaki. For some reason, the Uzumaki name kind of was wondering why he had Uzumaki. And of course, this is where, the only other Uzumaki that he knew was Kushina. Basically, his brother's, slash girlfriend, wife, and other things. This is where Kakashi wanted his eyes. He then takes a good look at what Naruto and sees Naruto to have like the silver grayish hair on one side and red hair and some, well, mostly red highlights in some of his hair. He kind of looks like a mini version of Minato Namikaze, or not Minato Namikaze, Minato Hatake and Kushina Uzumaki. This is where Naruto's eyes are, one is black and one is purple. So yeah, that's where Naruto nodded and says, "Okay, older brother." That's where White made he made a circle that poof into being a portal, and this is where Naruto jumps in, and this is where White disappears. This is where Kakashi widens his eyes. This is where all the small fragments that he's thinking right now is connecting. He now knows the boy was named Uzumaki, yes, but had blonde hair and had a weird, strange genjutsu to him. He thought it was mostly the Nine Tails affecting him, but not really. He now realizes it. He now realized that Naruto was put on a very powerful genjutsu, meaning that he had to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and some whisker mark to show that he's the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. Really, he was actually Minato's son, but he is still the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, having to have all that so he will be covered up. And of course, when he asked about taking the child of, well, basically his brother and, well, brother's girlfriend, or mostly wife, the child that they have, he was denied and said that he died. But really, that was only a lie. In his head, all of these fragments are coming together. So many of them. That's where, well, he's nothing but blind rage. Just blind rage that he was lied to. He was told that his his oldest brother had a child and died. That's where, well, he is angry at Konoha. He is pissed. This is where, well, Kakashi grabs both of his students and then grabs Sakura, puts her underground because she's dead. And of course, this is where Naruto is right now with White. White and Naruto are kind of walking around. This is where White, he's slowly kind of walking with Naruto, and Naruto's jumping up and down like a normal kid would be. Like he's excited around the world. This is where, well, White says, "Calm down, Naruto. Stop jumping around." This is where Naruto says, "Oh, sorry about that. It's been a while to see around the world." It's very interesting to see the sky being blue and kind of purple at the same time, instead of just being fiery kind of color red. That's where, well, White sighs and says, "I guess so." This is where Naruto just keeps hopping a little bit, but yeah, he's skipping. Think of it like Gojo a little bit when he just skips around because everyone is weak to him. Yeah, Naruto kind of has that same confidence like Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, that's where, well, Naruto is just walking around, but yeah, he's kind of mostly skipping. Now we go back into Kakashi. Kakashi goes back into the Leaf Village, and this is where Kakashi lets go of Sasuke and Sai into the hospital and storms to the Hokage Tower with this murderous intent, just anger just flowing off of his body. This is where, well, Kurenai, Asuma, and my guy saw Kakashi. This is where Kurenai kind of like stands right in front of Kakashi and says, "I heard about your team." She felt this bloodlust, this murderous intent. This is where Kakashi says, "Move out of my way," in such a deep, cold voice. This is where Kurenai gets scared a little bit, never seen Kakashi this mad. She thought that, well, she really thought that Kakashi would take the little one teammate's murder to, well, kind of heart, yes, but she never really thought of this murderous intent. This is where Asuma says, "Yo, Kakashi, calm down. Kurenai was just trying to ask you if you're fine with Sakura's death." This is where Kakashi says, "Who? No, I don't care." This is where my guy and even Asuma and even Kurenai were thrown into a loop. What? Kakashi says, "Not that, I don't care." No wonder. This is where Kakashi asks before he leaves, "Do you know what happened to the Nine Tails Jinchuriki?" This is where, well, Asuma, Kurenai, and even my guy said, "No, didn't he get killed by like some missing ninja?" This is where, well, Kakashi says, yeah, I thought of that also. This is where Kakashi disappears so fast that, well, Takara and Asuma, and even my guy widen our eyes how fast Kakashi disappears. Kakashi's trail that he left behind was basically a leaf, some leaves, but they were all scorch marks, like lightning strike them down. But of course, it was this bluish lightning that kind of like cut through all of them in an instant. This is where Kakashi appears right in front of the Hokage Tower. Kakashi, he goes into the Hokage Tower. He kind of sees the security, the secretary, and the secretary says, "Are you having an appointment with?" This is where she feels the bloodlust and shuts up because she sees Kakashi, and this is where she shuts up. This is where Kakashi goes upstairs. And this is where Kakashi's bloodlust, anger, rage is just leaking off of him like it's no tomorrow. A bunch of Amus, root Amus, and so many people that are kind of just in the Hokage Tower kind of giving papers and other and reports are feeling this bloodlust and rage and murderous intent that all of them froze in an instant. The only bloodlust they ever felt from that was mostly the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. Like the actual, not Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, the Nine-Tailed himself. But this bloodlust is a little bit more less than the Nine-Tailed, but still very dangerous. And so where, well, multiple Ambus and even root Ambus appear right in front of the Hokage Tower. Or not Hokage Tower, the Hokage, to protect them. Even the ninjas were who are kind of having report, kind of pull out kunais. This is where Harusen felt that bloodlust. And the only bloodlust that he ever felt that's actually to that degree is, well, the only time that he felt this blood rage, well, this bloodlust slash rage slash murderous intent was from Tsukumo Hatake, a very powerful ninja, a very strong and powerful ninja from the Hatake clan, the mostly leader, the leader who was named as the White Fang of the Hatake clan. He was the strongest and stronger than even the three legendary Sanins together. This is where, well, he is confused. Did Sakamu came back from the dead? Did he find out about Naruto? Oh shit. This is where the door just shatters into a million pieces from lightning just crackling off of it. This is where he gets on guard. He thinks that Orochimaru man should bring back Sakamu. But this is where, well, everyone kind of gets scared. But the thing that Harusen sees is an image of what's called Sakamu on Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes is showing nothing but a fucking murderous rage. A murderous rage that he wants to kill everything. This is where, well, other ninjas were confused, but they also get on guard because Kakashi seems to not be in the right mind, which they all think he's under genjutsu. This is where, well, Kakashi appears all just in the middle of all the Ambus, root Ambus, and even ninjas using lightning. He says, lightning style, lightning knocked out. This is where he sent a bunch of lightning around him and knocking out all the ninjas. Right now, numbing all their bodies to just be paralyzed and being knocked out. This is where, well, they all black out. This is where Harusen says, what is the meaning, Kakashi, of this? This is where Kakashi punches the table in blind fucking rage. This is where Kakashi says, you never told me. You never told me. He says, you told me that Naruto Uzumaki Hatake was dead. You told me that he died during, well, not Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto Hatake. You told me that he died during the Nine-Tailed attack, during where my brother sacrificed his life to seal the Nine-Tailed into Naruto Uzumaki. I now found out where that child was at. Naruto Hatake Uzumaki. I now know he was my youngest, well, not the youngest. He was my oldest brother's son. And I would have been his uncle, and he would have been my, nephew. But you lied to me, saying he died. This is where, Kakashi's eye has changed to just like change behind his mask from his like eye patch mostly, like the well not eye patch, mostly his like what's it called headband and all that. It changed from the normal 3-tone MI Sharingan to the MS in an instant into even something greater. That his lightning was just flowing through his body in a fucking spark of rage. That it changed his eye entirely. This is where, well, not his eye mostly, Obito's eye, but changed into his own eye. His own eye that actually kind of changed all the chakra coils that are mostly fucked up in his eye, that mostly allows him not to be able to use the Sharingan for that long, has changed it all into being able to make the Sharingan into his own eye. This is where, Kakashi's other eye has actually changed to the slick color. Like a little bit slick, like this blue slick was through his like black eye. Like a blue circle appears. Like if he was like some kind of wolf or something. This is where, Kakashi's teeth have actually been growing and kind of being sharp. He's getting angrier and angrier for every passing second. This is where, for some reason that Hiruzen sees Kakashi even more and sees Sakumo more and more into Kakashi. No, Kakashi's being so pissed, so angry that Hiruzen kind of sweat drops. Because yes, Sakumo was stronger than the 3 legendary Sonins because A, he was very fucking powerful, but no one knew about his abilities most of the time because he did commit suicide when Kakashi and Minato were kind of still young kids. And Minato had to take care of Kakashi. But yeah. So Kakashi has lost so much. First it was Ren and, not Ren. First it was his father, Sakumo. Then it was Ren and Obito. Then it was his older brother, Minato Hatake. And even Kushina Uzumaki that he kind of saw as like a mother figure. Or kind of like an older sister mother figure / And now he lost his nephew. He lost his nephew but sees his nephew kind of became some kind of murderer killer. And this is where Kakashi is just in blind fucking rage. Just nothing but just wants to murder. He wants answers. This is where, Hiruzen says, yes, your brother did have a son, and he did become the 9th Southern Cherokee. I had to lie so he wouldn't be targeted by any of the other villages. You know what your brother did in that 3rd Great Shinobi War? You know what he did to what's called Kumo and even, the Stone Village. What do you want me to do? You want me to just let him be without the Genjutsu? This is where, without the name of the Hatake? What do you want me to do? Let you kind of adopt him? You know he had the 9th Century Cherokee. He could have gone. This is where Kakashi said, shut up! This is where a strike of lightning appears from his hand. This is where Kakashi is so angry that he's not even using chakra. This lightning just appears on his hand. Just out of, just natural. Kakashi is nothing but pissed. It's like the it's like the lightning cloak that the Raikage has. But of course, for some reason, Kakashi's lightning cloak is only on his hand, but it's also kind of like sparkling around his body. Right now, he's just nothing but in blind fucking rage. This is where Kakashi says, "I don't want excuses. I don't want any of that bullshit. I was strong enough. I was strong enough to protect him. I didn't give a shit about anything. You made me believe that he was dead. That he was dead. You could have fucking let me adopt him. He was my nephew. No. You are the fucking reason that he is some kind of murderer, a killer. Someone that he doesn't care about emotions." This is where Hiruzen narrows his eyes and says, "What do you mean? He's not dead, you fucking idiot." This is where Hiruzen, he didn't like care about the comment. Mostly the comment that Kakashi called him, like a name and all that. He narrows at the fact that Naruto's not dead. This is where Hiruzen says, "What do you mean? He's not dead. I saw him. I saw him with both of my eyes. right in front of me, standing in the clearing when we were in the land of waves. He knocked out all three of my students, but killed Sasakura Harano. But he also killed the enemy Gato and one-shotting everyone from, Gato's 1,000 thugs and gang members and all that. Sorry, I keep burping. From his 1,000 people of like thugs and gang members. He didn't die. He killed them all with one lightning spear, making a radius so big that's even bigger than the Biju bomb. He wiped them all out. And you're the one to transform into some bloody murderer. I don't know what happened to him. I don't care what really did happen to him. I just want him back. And if that reason is for me to kind of leave the Leaf Village as a rogue ninja, I will, you fucking bastard. This is where Harusen widened his eyes. Naruto is this strong, probably even stronger than a Biju, that he kind of worries. He kind of worries for the Leaf Village, but then that last part kind of hits him, saying, "What do you mean you will leave? Hatake Kakashi, you are not supposed to leave." And Kakashi says, "Setsu, says your father." He knew that one day something like this might happen. Something might, like his two sons might, one go rogue or two go rogue. Luckily, Minato did not go rogue. Instead, he wanted to help people. But you're being a little too selfish. If Naruto is this strong, you should be able to bring him back, Kakashi. Why leave the village when you can bring Naruto along with you? Why do that when you can teach him and help him become stronger in the Leaf Village? Help him protect Konoha. Help him become the strongest. Don't you want him to be like your older brother? How he became the Hokage? This is where Kakashi sees through all those lies. All those lies from, Harusen. And Kakashi says, "I see. Okay, I will." This is where Harusen smirks and says, "Good. Now, if you don't mind this is where Kakashi says, lightning strike of heavenly. This is where a thunder strike appears from the sky, hitting straight towards Harusen's office. Let me say that again. Harusen's office. Motherfucker, how the hell did I fuck that up? Harusen's office, basically the Hokage Tower, and blowing it up. Harusen managed to just, kind of substitute with a, log, and Kakashi wasn't affected. Instead, Kakashi disappeared from the village entirely. This is where, he kind of went towards the Death Forest first, just to go talk to someone. This is where, Harusen says, "Damn it, Ambus!" This is where so many Ambus appeared because they were all kind of scared of the Hokage dying and thinking some kind of attack was happening, maybe from Orochimaru. And this is where, Harusen says, "Find Kakashi Hatake and execute him now." This is where all of them were confused. What? Kakashi? Huh? This is where all of them kind of disappear anyway, because they have to listen to Hokage's orders. This is where Danzo was confused. What the hell was that? And why did he just hear Kakashi is trying to be executed? Or is going to be executed by Harusen? He does not understand. Of course, he doesn't care. Instead, he's just going back into his plans. This is where, Kakashi gets to the Death Forest. He knows that not many Ambus are going to look for him in this forest. He's just looking for someone. This is where Kakashi is kind of jumping on the branches, and someone is stalking him. This is where Kakashi already seen where this person is stalking him. His lightning cloak that's kind of around him, like a little bit. It's not really much of a lightning cloak. It's just like a little bit of lightning just crackling around his body. Kind of already shown where this person is at. This is where this person is licking her lips and saying, my brain. This is where she felt like this cold shoulder behind, her neck. This is where Kakashi says, "Don't move." This is where Uncle was scared. For some reason, she froze. She was about to like kick at Kakashi and all that, but hearing his tone of voice, it was so dead, so like murderous intent. Like if she moved, she would have died in an instant. This is where, well, Uncle say, what do you want, Kakashi? What, are you like the others? The others that want me dead or even want to do? This is where Kakashi says, no, not at all. You're going to come with me and help me find someone. Even if you want it or not, I don't care. This is where Uncle says, what do you... This is where Kakashi knocks her out. But this is where Kakashi sees all the snakes. This is where Kakashi kind of looks at them. And this is where Kakashi speaks to them. All of you, if you all want Uncle to be safe, then come with me. I want you all to help me out in a little bit. I will not hurt Uncle, but she is needed to help me out in a little mission. Besides, she is not liking this village, and I am neither. So why stay here when you can come with me and Uncle towards, well, the outside to be kind of treated better than here? That's where all the snakes kind of understand a little bit. That's where one snake kind of talks and says, fine. You know what? I'd rather go outside this goddamn village. This village is nothing but bullshit. This is where, well, a bunch of snakes agree and decide to follow, well, Kakashi. Now, the snake was the color of white. Just purely, purely white and red eyes. This is where, well, he decides to be, like, on Kakashi's, like, shoulder. Mostly on top of his head or mostly, like, on his neck. Just being there. And this is where all the snakes kind of starts, no, not like on his neck, mostly on like his head. And it kind of does blend well. He's kind of like white at the same time, like silverish, but yeah. Of course, he managed to blend into Kakashi's hair, but yeah. This is where Uncle is being carried by Kakashi on, well, his shoulder. And this is where, well, he managed to get out of Konoha. Out of the whole, like, fire country. Undetected by the snakes because the snakes managed to bring him underground and of course undetected from anyone from the village. So of course this is where, well, Kurenai realized that the next day that Uncle is nowhere to be seen. Kakashi did something she doesn't understand. This is where, well, Harusen says that Uncle and Kakashi were planning blah blah blah, mostly lying through his ass because he wants Kakashi dead and even Uncle. He never did trust Uncle ever. He lied, he manipulated Uncle thinking to trust him, but really he never cared. Just like the fact that he needs the Naito's power. Even if he has to kill Naruto to get the Naito's, he will. Mostly, Horusen had this always evil side to him and never a nice side to ever kind of help Naruto or Kakashi or Minato or anyone. He didn't really care. He cared about protecting the Leaf Village. Well, he always put on this fake smile and fake goodness and whatever. But of course, this is where, well, he really never cared about that. This is where, well, so many people kind of say, okay. And so many people are actually looking for Kakashi and Uncle to kill them. This is where we go into kind of 5 days later. Uncle wakes up after a while. The reason why she didn't wake up pretty earlier is because poison was injected into her by a snake that, well, is kind of on top of Kakashi's head. Now, this poison managed to knock her out for 5 days. Even though she should be resistant to all poisons, this snake had a different, more powerful poison. So, of course, he managed to knock out Uncle. Uncle, when she wakes up, she has kind of like a blanket over her. This is where, well, she just kind of says, oh, my head. What the hell? This is where the snakes are all around her. This is where Uncle says, hey, guys, what happened? This is where Kakashi says, oh, you're awake. In such a, well, dark voice. This is where Uncle freaks out and was about to attack, well, Kakashi. Until, well, a snake appears right next to Kakashi. Mostly the white silverlish snake appears, saying, "Uncle-san, please don't attack him." This is where Uncle says, what's it called? She calls the snake Raijin. So this is where she says, "Raijin, what are you doing on his head? Don't you want to be on Uncle's head like you used to do?" Raijin says, "I think I taken more of a light into this person." This is where, well, Uncle glares at Kakashi. Kakashi seems unamused from it. Kakashi says, "Uncle, even if you did try to go back to the Leaf Village, they would never accept you. It was all a lie. The third Hokage is a manipulator bastard." This is what Uncle says. "And why should I trust your words? You could be like Orochimaru and all that." This is where Kakashi says. He smiles in this evilly grinning smile and says, "Uncle, who do you think trained Orochimaru to be such a manipulative bastard? Who do you think did that? Who do you think made him evil, turn out to be like a scientist and murdering, torturing people?" This is where Uncle thinks about it and says, "No, that can't be. He's too nice, though. He said that he would." "That's all a lie. All of it's a lie. The only thing he wants is power. The power to protect Konoha. Do you think he cares about anyone? Do you think he cares about any of the damn clan heads? No, he doesn't." So where, well, Uncle gets startled and kind of gets scared of Kakashi's attitude. She always thinks of Kakashi being this laid back, kind of emo, depressed, silver hair, well, Jonin. But Kakashi seems so angry, so furious, just so pissed beyond belief. This is where Uncle says, I see. Then, if you go back to the Leaf Village, they will try to kill you." So her uncle says, I see. She kind of goes down and kind of puts her knees up to her like face and kind of puts like her shoulders over them and starts putting her head down and starts kind of crying. Just a little bit. Crying. This is where the snakes were about to comfort her, but this is where Kakashi kind of like sits beside her and kind of hugs her. Kakashi says, "Sorry about screaming at you." This is where Uncle says, "It's fine." This is where Kakashi says, "No, it's not, it's fine. My blind rage just... I'm too much of a stupid idiot to even say it." This is where Uncle says, "It's really fine. You don't need to apologize. I've just been an idiot. I just wanted people to love me, not to hate me because of how Orochimaru is this or other like that. I thought I was helpful to the Leaf Village. I really thought I was special." That's where Kakashi says. This is where Kakashi, he kind of like pulls her closer just to hug her more. And Kakashi says, "I guess we were just discarded as tools. Nothing but the tools for the Hokage to use." This is where Uncle cries more into Kakashi's shoulder, well, mostly like chest. And this is where, well, Kakashi did take off his like Jonin vest and burned it. This is where he doesn't care about it. The only thing he's wearing is mostly like this black shirt and like black pants. This is where, well, the Konoha symbol, he did discarded the headband, and of course his eyes are just back to normal. It just like becomes just black. His other eye, his Sharingan, is actually, when he activates it, is for some reason the, what's it called, like, the dot is like this, what's it called, the dot is not, what's it called, like a round circle dot. It's jagged in some sides. And the tomoes are becoming like jagged, like if they're lightning bolts. This is where, well, Kakashi's confused. Did his chakra manage to change the Sharingan? And instead of being the Sharingan being, well, red, it became into this bluish color, like his, like, infinity towards lightning. This is where, well, like a very high, like, lightish blue color. This is where, well, Kakashi's kind of, interested in the fact. But of course, when he deactivates, it goes back to his black eye. This is where he says, "Could it be something with my bloodline? I thought I was just very strong in lightning infinity. Could it be my father? My father really didn't tell us anything about our clan. Damn it. And I should really been paying more attention towards my brother. I don't know anything about our clan. And Naruto, he probably knows less, but knows about his lightning infinity. Could it be that he has a stronger lightning infinity? Well, it will make sense since my brother was a prodigy. But yeah. But we go into, well, back into Uncle just crying on him. This is where Kakashi says, there, Uncle. There. But we go into, well, Naruto and White just kind of walking through a village. A village that, well, is kind of run by bandits and mostly a family. A family that, well, is kind of strong a little bit. Not really. This person that walked out was a person with the Kiba blades. And of course has green hair and all that. This is where, well, he walks out with some of his family, or mostly his gang member family. And of course he has a bag behind him. This is where Naruto says, what does he want? This is where White says, I don't know, but I should really kill all of these. This is where he makes two swords, two white swords. And this is where, well, this person laughs and says, oh, are you going to fight me? This is where White says, no, I can see that you're very strong in lightning. My brother be the one to fight you. I'll be killing your man. White disappears and kills so many of, well, Raiga kind of winds his eyes and sees his men dying. This is where, well, Raiga says, you bastard, fine, I'll kill your brother. He rushes with the Kiba blades, and the Kiba blades go into this golden lightning color, or mostly yellow lightning color. And this is where he tries to strike at Naruto. Naruto's body just phases through it, because he can just transform his body into lightning. And that yellow lightning, he did kind of just transform his body to yellow lightning, just to kind of be the same energy source. Naruto is that proficient in his lightning control. Naruto then upper kicks, what's it called? Like he upper kicks well, Raiga like the what's it called, like a chin. This is where, well, the kid behind him couldn't really tell him fast enough to tell him to dodge, because if I can remember right, the kid behind him, he's supposed to kind of tell Raiga about the movements and all that, mostly future side or something like that. But of course, he wasn't fast enough because Naruto transformed his leg into lightning and then transformed it back into physical when he was hitting right at the chin. This is where Raiga gets smashed up in the air. This is where Raiga, he managed to kind of land on the ground. And this is where Raiga is laughing, saying, it seems you're very interesting. Raiga appears right in front of Naruto, slashing at Naruto's head. This is where Naruto did just kind of phase through it again with his lightning. And this is where Naruto says, you done? This is where Raiga gets angry and says, seems you're a little cocky little brat, aren't you? Naruto says, no. This is where Naruto puts something behind him, because he did have something behind him, mostly a scythe. This is where the scythe is kind of a three-bladed scythe. And of course, this is where, well, the colors of the three-bladed scythe is all different colors. Mostly a bunch of different lightning colors. This is where Naruto says, I'll kill you in an instant. This is where, well, Raiga says, then come on, get me. This is where Naruto's scythe did transform into purple lightning. And then, well, Raiga transformed his two swords into this yellow lightning, clashing with the scythe. This is where Naruto says, I'll kill you in an instant. This is where Raiga dodges. And this is where Raiga, he could have dodged, well, tried to dodge this, but Naruto transformed his leg into lightning again and back kicks him into the stomach. This is where, well, mostly his back leg. This is where, well, Raiga gets hit and smashes toward a tree. This is where, well, the kid kind of gets hurt. This is where Naruto appears behind Raiga, and this is where Raiga could not see, well, could not react fast enough. This is where Naruto knew about the kid behind him, and this is where Naruto kills him in an instant. Naruto without mercy in his eyes. This is where Raiga gets angry and says, You bastard! This is where he puts both of the swords together to make an X motion and just adds so much lightning chakra towards it. Naruto says, You're getting serious, aren't you? Fine, I'll get serious myself. Naruto puts back the scythe because he knows his scythe is not going to be able to hold this lightning type of ability. Naruto transformed one of his fingers into this lightning. Well, not his fingers, his hand into this lightning. He knows that this lightning is going to hurt him more than hurt this person. This is where Naruto says, Negative lightning. This is where this lightning does transform into like this kind of negative color of lightning. And this is where, well, Raiga says, I don't care what kind of lightning is that. You're dead. This is where Naruto shoves his hand straight towards the Kiba blades. And of course the Kiba blades are right now with so much lightning in it. But this is where Naruto just cuts through them, right through them, and hitting Raiga right in the heart. This is where Naruto says, Chidori, negative lightning version. This is where Raiga right in his eyes, and this is where the negative lightning gets too unstable and explodes. This is where Naruto feels the pain. He's like, wow. His hand is all kind of charred because he has tried this with one of his fingers and it still gets charred. But of course, luckily for his regeneration from the Ninetales and also the fact that he's adopted Joshin, he also did get powers when he did get adopted into the Joshin clan. He got more faster regeneration. So of course it's healing pretty fast, but still it hurts his hand really bad. This is where White appears, bonks him in the head, and says, Never do that again. Like I told you multiple times, Naruto, don't use that lightning. That lightning is still the most unstable lightning there is. This is where Kurama is screaming and Naruto said, You idiot! This is where Naruto chuckles and says, Sorry about that. This is where, White says, Whatever, I killed all the bandits. Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto, he did take the soul of Raiga and did kind of eat it. He did kind of get stronger a little bit, because when he eats souls, he kind of gets stronger. White does the same, because, Silver does somewhat the same, and Joshin, he can get the souls from the sacrificial, from his, cult, but yeah. This is where, White says, what about the kid's soul? This is where Naruto goes get it. He touches it and then eats it. And this is where his eyes, for some reason, just kind of hurts. But of course, this is where, his eyes kind of got a new ability to be able to see into the future. This is where he's like, what the hell? It's just like with those two kids I managed to take their soul. Using that lightning, or not lightning, that ice. This is where Naruto looks at the Kiba blades, but this is where he touches both of the Kiba blades, just fixing them up with his own lightning, or trying to. But this is where White says, you want those blades, don't you? This is where Naruto says, I guess so. This is where White sighs, and just takes the blades and puts them on like a pouch. This is where White says, we will go back into the underworld, and you can get them from the blacksmith. This is where Naruto says, really? Yes. Unless you don't use that lightning again, okay, Naruto? Naruto says, yes, sir. This is where, White sighs, but of course he says, come along, Naruto. This is where Naruto's happy, and of course just walks behind, White. This is where, Kakashi, he is right now somewhere in the kind of land of waves, or not land of waves, he's somewhere in Mist Country, kind of hiding out with Anko. Anko says, how long do you think we're going to have to hide? Just long enough. We're going to have to dye our hair and kind of, do a lot of things, okay? Also, since there are too many snakes, we're going to have to kind of put them in something. That's what Anko says, you're not going to put them in anywhere. They got to be free snakes. That's where, Kakashi's thinking about it. This is where Kakashi says, what about the snake summoning scroll? Can you not put them in there? This is where Uncle says, no, I can't. I do have it. Well, I don't have it. But because I wasn't much of a successor or tomorrow. So I don't really have it. This is where Kakashi says, what about making one? This is where Uncle says, you going to make one? Don't make me laugh, Kakashi. I can try, Kakashi said. This is where Uncle says, okay. This is where Kakashi starts kind of getting paper from some places because he didn't leave Konoha without kind of robbing some things, but yeah. And of course, Uncle did have some supplies. This is where Kakashi starts kind of making seals. Because he did kind of pay attention to his brother about the seals and how his brother was teaching him. And even though Kushina was also teaching him, Kakashi kind of learned a little bit. He's not much of a seal master, but he's kind of learning from Pakan, because he has his own summoning, how to make his a seal scroll. So mostly a summoning scroll. This is where Kakashi managed to make a summoning scroll, but when he is trying to kind of seal the snakes in it, this is where he gets reverse summoned into another place. And this is where the person that he kind of looks up to is the White Snake Sage. The White Snake Sage said, what are you doing, boy? This is where Kakashi says, Kakashi seems to be unfazed from the White Snake. He says, making a summoning scroll. For someone's snakes. What, you have a problem about it? The White Snake Sage says, your eyes are full of rage, murder, intent, and killing. Oh, I don't really have a problem. I don't really mind it at all. You can make this type of scroll for whoever you need it. But I want a little promise from you. Kakashi says, what? I want you to kill Orochimaru, not legendary snake sign. Orochimaru, kill him, and I want you to bring me his head and the Kusanagi blade, and I'll allow you to sign the actual summoning scroll of the snakes. This is where Kakashi says, deal. This is where, the White Snake says, okay. This is where before Kakashi was going to leave from this place because he was about to be reverse summoned, something appeared. Something that actually gulped him up and kind of made him summon into somewhere else. This is where Kakashi says, what now? He's getting irritated more. But this is where he looks up and sees a snake bigger than the White Snake Sage. This snake says, you're not really part of the Snake Sage clan or anything, but you seem to be perfect for a summoning scroll, since you're trying to make your own. Very interesting. Now, the one that the White Snake Sage might have asked you, that's only a false one. The one that I want to give you is something that might interest you a lot. The real one. The one that might be able to help you. And yes, you can put the snakes in the summoning scroll. Do you agree? This is where, Kakashi narrows his eyes. The only thing he sees from the snake is just nothing. For some reason, he feels like there's two voices talking, but there's only one head of the snake that he thinks it's the head. But this is where two, slithering bodies starts moving. One with white scales and the other with black scales. One has green eyes, dark green eyes. The other has not dark green eyes, dark red eyes. The other one has dark, lightish blue eyes, but mostly they're slick, and they look at Kakashi. Kakashi says, who are you? We are the guardian of the snakes. We only ask for you to hold the actual snake contract, or whoever would like to summon it or sign it. But we were interested more in you. Your power is very strong. Very strong. You can actually be able to summon a Pacific snake. Pacific snake that will actually like you. Mostly a god snake that actually requests you. That's where, Kakashi says, what are you talking about? You will know soon. Just add your lightning chakra when you summon out the snake. This is where Kakashi says, like I said, I'm not. This is where, the two snakes said, we're not while asking. So Kakashi just nodded and said, "Fine. Just give me it and let me sign it. And let my friend sign it." "Oh, the girl? Sure. She be actually someone else that request her. Don't worry about it." And so where, well, a scroll kind of falls straight towards Kakashi. It looked to be very big, but then it starts shrinking to the size for him to kind of hold it with both hands. And so where Kakashi grabbed it, says, "Do I just have to sign it and all that right now, or do I have to just kind of bring it with me?" "Oh, well, that eye of yours can help you out. Make a pocket dimension, your own pocket dimension. You know about it, right?" This is where Kakashi says, "No." "Well, whenever, well, you can sign it right now. Bring it back to us when your little friend also sign it." Kakashi says, "Fine." This is where Kakashi signs it. He kind of named himself, well, he kind of write it on blood. And when he was writing it on blood, he didn't actually notice it, but he was also using his lightning on his blood. So, of course, it glowed into this bluish color when I said Kakashi Hatake. This is where the snake smiles. This is where, well, Kakashi was rubber summoned and told Uncle to sign the scroll. This is where Uncle was confused, and this is where Kakashi's like, "Ace, just sign it. Sign away your blood, mostly." That's what Uncle does, and this is where the name changes to this purple color. Kakashi grabs it and was reverse summoned. When he touched back the scroll, he was reverse summoned. He kind of put the scroll back, and this is where he says, "When you figure out how to use your eye's abilities, we will give it to you. For now, good luck in your adventure, Kakashi Hatake." This is where, well, the scroll kind of disappears. The two snakes disappears, and this is where Kakashi disappears. This is where Kakashi says, "So, you can actually put your snakes into the summoning scroll." Just kind of says reverse summoning. This is where, well, not reverse summoning. He kind of grabbed Anko and told all the snakes to come closer, and then this is where Kakashi says reverse summoning. This is where Kakashi appears into this kind of other pocket dimension. In this kind of weird pocket dimension. It's like this large cave where all the snakes can be. This is where all of them started feeling way stronger in this dimension. Uncle says, "Where are we exactly, Kakashi?" "Don't know, just two snakes started talking to me. Two very large snakes." "Wait, did you meet Manda?" "Wait, what?" "No, who's Manda?" "No, I don't even think the snakes were named Manda." This is where two chuckles, kind of laughter, very loud. This is where all the snakes get startled because holy shit, whoever is laughing is huge. This is where Anko gets startled, and this is where Kakashi narrows his eyes. Behind the cave appears two large snakes, one being black, one being white. This is where Uncle gets scared. This is where Kakashi says, "Don't be afraid. These are the two snakes I was talking about." This is where, well, Uncle says, they're not Manda, and they look to be bigger than Manda. This is where Kakashi says, "I don't know their names exactly." This is where they both smile and says, "Oh, Kakashi Hatake. Our names is, well, my name is the White Light Snake." "Well, Light Snake," the White Snake said. This is where, well, the White Snake says, "The Light Snake, or you can call me, what's it called, Yang." And this is where the Black Snake says, "I am the Dark Snake, or you can call me Yang." This is where, well, Uncle nodded. She nodded slowly. And this is where Kakashi says, "So why is it that the snakes can feel stronger here? What is this anyway? A pocket dimension that we allow them to be in. But they can be sealed, well, not sealed. They can be summoned with your normal chakra, Kakashi or Uncle Mitarashi. But you also can summon them, well, summon out specifically stronger snakes from that scroll that is not contained to the White Snake Sage scroll, or even Manda, or whatever their name is." This is where Kakashi narrows his eyes and says, "Okay, so do I have to just use the lightning chakra to summon out powerful snakes?" "No, that will only be summoning out a specific snake that you will learn soon, very, very soon." This is where, well, Uncle said, "What about me?" "Don't worry, Uncle Mitarashi," Ying said. Don't worry about that. She will call you once she is ready. This is where Uncle kind of nodded her head. This is where, well, Kakashi says. So I'm guessing my snake will be a girl snake? This is where they say, absolute not. You have a guy snake that chose you. A snake that wants you to be its true summoner. Since he is very taking on liking to you. Very interesting liking. So don't worry about it. And besides, this snake contract is not called a snake contract. It is called a serpent contract. This is where Uncle kind of asks a question saying, what difference does it make from the snake contract? The serpent contract contains a bunch of serpents, all different kinds. They can be fire snakes, water snakes, or any type, or even lightning snakes. One snake that actually chose Kakashi from the lightning snake side. This is where Uncle nodded. So Uncle says, oh, interesting. I see. Does it have... No, it doesn't have any connection to the white snake sage. But don't worry about it. This is where Kakashi and Uncle nodded. This is where they were summoned back to where the place was at. But of course the white snake that's on top of Kakashi is still on top of his head. This is where, well, Kakashi says, well, you listen to them, right, Uncle? Uncle says, they're really big, they scare me. This is where Kakashi sighs and says, I thought you would actually get used to it. Aren't you the snake mistress? They're serpents. They're also snakes, Uncle. This is where, well, the white snake that's on top of Kakashi says, okay, you two lovebirds, well, it's time to train. Time to get stronger and change your hair color. Kakashi sighs and says, fine. This is where, well, Uncle says, we're not, she gets stuttery, but yeah. This is where, well, the white snake just smiles and just kind of just says, then let's train. Besides, I want to be strong. Of course, we go back into Naruto and White. White and Naruto are kind of just walking around. Of course, this is where they met up with some of the Joshin cults. And they're right now kind of like praising Naruto. Kind of bowing down and kind of like praising him like he was a god or something. But yeah. Naruto kind of sighs because he doesn't really like the praise or anything like that. He kind of just likes kind of jumping around and being okay. This is where White bows down to them and says, it is okay. I, White from the Joshin clan. I am fine with your praises. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is where all of them are very bowing down, but yeah. But this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 4 of this What If. Part 5 will be whenever. If you like this What If, I don't care about the likes, subscribe, or anything. So, well, yeah. Basically, I just don't care that much. So if you hate it, don't care. If you dislike it, don't really care. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato soup, potato. I probably fucked up on my words because I suck at speaking. But other than that, bye!